Okay, hi guys. It got cut off. I don't know at what point. I just noticed at one point it wasn't streaming anymore. So, let me plug my phone in. My phone also turned off. It's got 37%. Should still be working. But let me put my phone on so I can see the chat. I was asking questions and no one was responding. And then I realized that the thing had turned off. Okay, so we'll wait till that open. We'll see if anyone jumps on. Sorry about what happened. Microsoft Edge, no. I'll just leave it and start over. I restarted the computer. Yeah, OBS sometimes. I mean, I've been on for a long time, so it only messed up now. But I'm still not completely trusting OBS. Anyway, so I know it cut off. Let me open this so I can see myself. Microsoft Edge, no. Okay, I have to close an eye. Sorry, I look so silly sometimes. All right, so we're going to go back to that. Let me look in the history, and then I'll screen share. Sorry that it got cut off. Is there anything in the chat? Okay. Okay, we are continuing. We are, oh, you're back, whoever was there. We are continuing. I don't know where it cut off, but basically she's saying, yes, it can be a safe procedure if you have it done by a well-trained person. Continuing. I believe you can hear me. Let me double check the thing. Testing. Okay, looks like you can hear me. Oh, no. There. Now let's go into here. Elon Musk and his battle with Twitter. Okay, what does this say? That's something. Oh, I'm on Facebook. Oops. I hope you guys didn't see my... all right. YouTube is what I wanted. That's me. That's already open. History. Warning facelift. Oh, I was watching this one. Okay. So, an ad is coming. Oh, let me turn off the mic and then we'll listen to the rest of it.
With potential risks and complications, and you should be aware of the potential risks.
This is unregulated. So you say, have this done by someone who is medically trained.
Absolutely,
I mean,
yes.
you can essentially, at the moment, you can almost have this done in a garage.
Sadly, yes. So still in the UK, dermal fillers, a lot of procedures are still unregulated. Hopefully, it's starting to get in the right path to get everything regulated. But I believe that obviously the practitioner should be giving him the consent and the aftercare beforehand, so he can make the right decision before going ahead with the treatment.
And I guess it's an interesting thing, isn't it, that you can see
giving him the everything regulated. But I believe that obviously the practitioner should be giving him the consent and the aftercare beforehand, so he can make the right decision before going ahead with the treatment.
And I guess it's an interesting thing, isn't it, that you can see an image or a face shape on social media that is the look of the moment and the trend of the moment.
Exactly.
Is it right to change?
I'm sorry, you guys. You're not seeing my screen, are you? You're not seeing my screen. All right. You saw me picking up my... I've got a cap coming out. It's a temporary cap. All right. And you saw me doing that. I thought it was on screen share. All right. Let me go back here. I got to do that. I have to pull this thing. Okay, now you should be seeing my screen. And I'm afraid it's going to come out. That's the glue I'm pulling out. It's caught up to me. I'm so sorry. That was so gross. Judith, have you heard of Belle Phil? I was told it lasts 5 years. Oh, that's cool. Who's Judith? Was she in here? I've never heard of it. All right, here we go. Back to the... Yeah, I feel this cap going to come out again. It's a temporary cap. I got to put my permanent one. 5 people watching. All 5 of you saw me pulling out the glue from my face. I was pulling out the glue from my cap. All right. Okay, at least I wasn't picking my nose. I thought you guys were watching the screen. Okay, anyway, you probably heard what she's saying. So, all right. And then we're going to see what the doctor says why not to get it. Okay, here we go. Back to the show.
Change your face as I mean, I understand fashion in clothing,
of course,
but to change your face to fit in with the latest trend, I mean, it's...
No, I actually stay away from beauty trends personally. I think we offer, obviously, the treatment. We offer thread lifting in clinic, mainly facelift, eyebrow lift, neck lift. But if they call to say, oh, do you offer fox eye? We say, no, we don't offer fox eye, only because we want to enhance someone's, beautiful features, but not change it, like you said.
Yeah, nobody should be getting that done. I'm sorry, but it's absolutely atrocious.
But the fox, the thread that you use is here. If somebody did want to do that,
of course,
your advice would be go to a practitioner such as yourself, somebody that is clinically qualified and knows exactly what they're doing.
Absolutely, yes. And again, always, even if it's by recommendation, word of mouth, I think it's always important to do your own research, look at the patient, the doctor's profile, look at their experience, their career, their,
Yes, see, and she's saying doctor. Before she said practitioner, because in the U.S., like I said, an esthetician can do it with the proper training. But she's kind of acting like a doctor should do it. And I don't know, that looked pretty invasive. It wasn't quite as invasive as a, surgery, but I don't know if I want my esthetician, as much as I trust her. And she might even get a little insulted if I tell her I don't want to do it. I won't tell her I don't want to do it. I won't tell her I don't want to do it with her. I'll just tell her, no, I don't want to do it. But she might, I don't think she'll insist. The other concern I have, I would be one of her first attempts. So, I don't know. I'll think about it. Although maybe where she's learning it, perhaps they get some practice patients in there. I will ask her about that, but I'm leaning more towards I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna see what that other doctor says. Okay, here we go.
Expertise, and then go for a consultation, have a thorough assessment, and even that, I would say, if you're not sure about the right...
Like fishing wire.
That was in my face.
So
if anybody messages you, Holly, for freebies, don't be getting that.
No,
Don't worry. Dissolve.
They're slightly different. So I believe what Ryan had is PDO threads. I don't use personally PDOs. These are PLLA. So they work very similar in the sense of tightening, lifting, and promoting collagen type 1 in this case. These particular threads have a different mechanism of action. So you'll see the little cones in them.
Yeah.
And those bidirectional cones make sure that they hold in place the thread so it doesn't move, but also they promote all that stimulation of collagen. They last up to 24 months, so up to 2 years. The PDO threads, they last for about 4 to 6 months usually. So the ones that Ryan had, they won't last that long. But they don't promote collagen type 1 necessarily, it's type 3, which promotes more scarring.
Well, they did look brutal. I mean, it looks like they should have weights and a float on.
Did you see my face after it? It was brutal.
Thank you for pointing it out.
Look after yourself, please.
Thank you.
Yeah, but please, if anybody's considering it, just don't even bother. Just keep your stunning faces. Like, what an idiot I was.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you so much.
I kind of love you. Thank you both.
Okay, let me check the chat. Oh, Lol, it's fine. I'm a nurse. I've seen worse. Oh, okay. Hang on. Oh,
I'm going to get
let me get rid of that. What's she saying?
treated with Juvederm.
What's the main ingredient? A modified form of hyaluronic.
Oops. I forgot I had the mic on. You'll hear an echo. Lol, it's fine. I'm a nurse. Okay, hang on a second. Judith, have you heard of Belafil? Yes, I can see it now. It's a filler. I guess you're talking about something else. I'm not sure. I've seen worse. Oh, you mean the threads is you've seen worse? Yeah, don't. Go to an aesthetic nurse, a doctor. Yeah, she's an esthetician, an experienced. Right. So I was thinking about doing it, but I guess the way, well, she said, oh, we put some threads in your face. I'm getting the training now. And to me, it sounded like I was imagining something like dental floss, something small and the tiny injection maybe, but yeah, no, this is way worse. So yeah, I'm probably not going to do it, me personally. Plus, good, it looked like they were just sticking that stuff in there, moving the skin around too much. Oh, the cap's in my mouth. Wait a minute, what are we talking about? I would love to fix my laugh lines, which would be in your eyes, or your marionette lines, someone said earlier. Yeah, I got injected with hyaluronic acid. I guess I see a little bit of improvement, but, and no, the cap's in your mouth. Don't go to an aesthetic, oh, unless you're making a joke, Ariana. The cap's in my, yeah, it's a temporary cap. And I thought you guys were seeing the screen, and I was like, the glue was bothering me, and I guess a little piece of the glue came out, so that's what I was throwing on the floor. Don't think it was something gross. I mean, it was glue, but that cap is bugging me. These temp caps, I have a temporary glue that lasts a few hours and they falls out again. Okay, I want to see one more video about the doctor who says don't get it, because here we go. So let me get out of here. I'll just go backwards. The danger behind the latest fox eye, that's what we looked at. Where's that doctor? I can't see him now. Oh, he's not here anymore. No, these are other things that I watch. No, see, like this is a young lady I watch. She's not attractive because she's very, very, very large. But she also had her lips done, but they look horrible. Look, she's going today I was watching her today. She went and had them dissolved. I guess she might redo them. She says, I'm going to have them dissolved and redone. But she just, I guess, well, they do look funny here. Maybe at first they looked okay. But I think her problem is not her features, you know. And there's nothing wrong with being so heavy if that's how she is. Ordinarily, when you're that heavy, it's because maybe your diet isn't very healthy. But some people are that way because they have hormonal problems or whatever. But I think if that's not her case, number one, to be attractive, you have to look healthier. And she's very young. She's, you know, it's a pity. And you can tell if she were thinner, she has a pretty face. But, you know, I guess she has her issues. But I don't know. She's probably attractive with her natural features, just she needs to lose a little weight. But that's me. Anyway, but my point is, when I stop the thing, I won't actually play her. But, you know, she has tattoos on her face. I just don't know why you young people, some of you put tattoos on your face. Okay, I've gotten used to the tattoos on your bodies now. When I was young, only criminals or Navy guys, men, got tattoos. Women didn't get tattoos. They were the ladies at the circus that had all the tattoos, you know, like the sideshows. And now they're heavily tattooed women, and that's now acceptable. But I still think you shouldn't put it on your face. Ugh. All right, anyway. I wish you wouldn't use any tattoos. That's me. But if you do have some tattoos, okay. It's now the style. But don't put it on your face. I hope, you know. And if you did, you did. You know, it's just my opinion. But anyway, I can't find that doctor that said don't do it. Let me try again. Threadlift procedure. I think I did that. And then the doctor came in and said, where's the doctor says don't do it. Facelift without surgery. How to lift saggy jowl. Okay, here's the doctor. But that's not the video.
Do you want to have healthy, glowing, vibrant?
But I want to see minimally invasive aesthetic medicine. New videos every Sunday. Actually, I'm going to subscribe to this because I'd like to know more about things that I can do that are non-invasive. But let's find Threadlift. Was it recent? I'm gonna have to, I can search here. Oops, spelled it wrong. Are you guys seeing my screen? I keep forgetting. Okay, you are. But I gotta turn off the mic when I play a video. My elbow's itching. Okay, Threadlift. He said don't do it. No surgery facelift. Why do a thread lift? Why PDO? It's here to stay. They cause scar tissue. They do not last. Dr. addresses why PDO and PDO are here to stay. All right. Here he's acting like he thinks it's good. But what about the one? There's one that says don't do it. Thread lift gone wrong. Ooh. Look, he got all like the other poor guy. The thread lift sucks. The thread lift sucks. There are thread haters that do not like them. Many providers do not like the thread lift and in fact downplay its potential. Okay, he's sounding like he's in favor of them then, but there was one that said don't get a thread lift. Thread. You know what, maybe it's a certain type. Let's see. Don't get a thread. I can't find that video. It was there before in the search. Don't get a thread lift. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about. No surgery facelift. Don't get a thread lift. Okay, there it is. Don't get a thread lift. Let's see what he has to say. Mic off.
If you have ITP, you don't have to be stuck with low platelet numbers and bleeding.
Hi, I'm Dr. Johnny. Thanks for joining me today for this Raji's Quick Clip. And I want to know what you think of PDO threads. I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why you should not get and in what circumstances you should not do PDO threads in 3 seconds. So if you like the videos, click like, subscribe, helps with our algorithm, click the bell. You'll be reminded of the videos as they come up. It's a hobby for me, so I do a few a week mostly. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, depending on what I'm getting on my Instagram, because a lot of people message me on the Instagram with problems, with issues, and when I see something I think we need to address, of course, I do a video on it. Now, PDO threads, very common. Everyone wants them. People want to know all about them, the youth, the older people. But there's 3 important times when I think people should not get them. Let's go through them here. Number 1, it's not a facelift. I think the person at age 45 to 55, that's a general rule. Now, no one's the same, of course. I don't like using, as you know, chronological age, but generally there, if they want to delay a facelift and they have good bone structure, that's great. They're very good at delaying. These are minimally invasive treatments. They work with neuromodulators, with fillers, with lasers. They're not dissolved by them, but they work in concert depending on the hollows, the angles that exist, and they work in concert to get a perfect result. Now, sometimes we're going to rely more heavily on the threads, meaning in a face that's more full, where we can't fill to give lift, to give projection or angle, we're going to rely more on the threads to quote-unquote lift, because there are barbed threads and they do lift. Other faces, we're going to rely more on volume, because there's not a sag, there's not a lot of fat hypertrophy at the nasal fold, and we're going to rely more on the collagen stimulators and the volume, because a hollow preauricular, a hollow temple, a hollow cheek, a hollow under eye gives away the age. And threads, while they're used, will be used differently in every face. So it's not a facelift, and of course it's not permanent. Nothing is permanent. And I think it's really important to realize that a facelift isn't permanent. If you get it young enough, and a lot of people want to now understand, by 50, a lot of people are getting facelifts. 60 for sure. when they get a facelift, it doesn't rule out everything else. Lasers, neuromodulators, Sculptra, those all address skin, brown spots. If you get a facelift, you still have the same brown spot here that you did. It might be moved a little, but you still have it. It needs to be removed. So they all work together. We age every day, and I did a video on aging rate. Reduce your aging rate, you can delay everything, and things what? Last longer, because everyone wants to know how long threads last. So if you want a facelift, you need a facelift. It's not a facelift. It can, in many cases, in some cases, give a facelift-like result. It's not going to last as long. It needs to be maintained. But for many people, get a facelift first if there's too much skin. Number 2, when would you not do them? The cat eye, I have a lot of videos on it. People want it. They want the lateral lift. Now, here's the problem. If there's redundant skin, if there's too much skin above the eye, if there's hooding, people call it hooding, you can lift with neuromodulators for a while, so Botox-like products to stop the downward pull. You can add a PDO smooth or barb thread to lift. But think about the distance that you're changing. If you look at the distance from the bony orbit to the brow, in a male it will be shorter because testosterone in the womb creates a little more bone, thus a narrower eye. Females have a larger open eye and less what we call frontal bossing. Okay, so there are differences male to female. However, you're increasing the distance from the bony orbit to the brow. And I know you can do it through tattooing, through everything you do with brow. We create hair with plasma brow. People do microblading, so they might not have any hair, but they paint it in. So, but you are going to increase the distance. So if there's too much loose skin, do an upper left first. If the distances, I had someone in today, and the distance, if we did it, would have been inordinately long. They'd already had a surgical brow lift, and that left the distance long, and the bony orbit is your landmark. So that would be the second reason not to get a PDO lift. The third reason not to get it would be if you wanted a one-time thread lift. And we're coming in for threads, and you not for a young person for facial slimming, because younger people know they want to come every 2 to 3 months. The older patient, we're talking 50 plus, that wants to get a lift and not come in for 5 or 6 years, or not do ancillary services such as fillers, collagen stimulators, neuromodulators, skin tightening, devices. As a standalone procedure, while you can have happy people, about 10% of the people coming in for the thread lift will be applicable to do it, will be good candidates to do that procedure. 90% you look at and you go, well, you can do some threads, but in my case, you need plasma sculpt, plasma brow, plasma eyes, plasma boosters to get glow, an element of glass skin that we talk about. So as a standalone procedure, if you're going to your provider to get threads and a thread lift, and you're in that age category, you might think twice, because it's part of a complete package. There's PDO, which is the sweet spot, we think. There's also PCL, polycaprolactone, PLLA, the permanent threads, which everyone's scared about, we talked about. They are not used in this country. They are used in some countries, but the permanent threads have about a 50% satisfaction. Watch my video on PDO satisfaction, and you'll see it's over 80% on real self. Very high satisfaction when you think all comers are often being treated. If you do good patient selection, it's well over 95%, just like neuromodulators, right up there with fillers. An excellent procedure, and with neck and neck tightening and a bit of lifting. Stay tuned here. Keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.
I didn't choose this exact type of metastatic breast cancer.
Well over 95%.
Okay, I'm back. Let me put my face back on there. How does that work? I'm still learning. Oh, my eyes cross. I hate it. That's another problem I've been having for years. My eyes cross. When I'm wearing my contact lenses, it's like I can't focus, even when I look far. And when I put these on, they stop crossing, but I can't see far away. I can kind of see, like, not blurry. It's clear. These are reading glasses, which I don't need when. Anyway, it's a long story, but I guess when my eyes are crossing, I have to put my glasses on because it's embarrassing. Anyway, everybody's got their insecurities. You see, this one comes in, but without contact lenses, it doesn't happen. It's when I'm wearing, and you know, I've been to the doctor and we thought it was maybe my prescription, obviously, because it doesn't happen when I'm not wearing contact lenses. But anyway, he tried, you know, different prescriptions, didn't work. So we'll see. Next time I go, we'll try again. What else? So I guess that's all for today. Anything else in the chat? Is that on? That's working? Okay. Oh, you have a consultation for your nasolabial folds. Judith. Oh, wait a minute. Duh, I'm so stupid. Okay, Judith, you're the one talking. I said, I was reading, Judith, you put, I would love to fix my laugh lines. And I thought you were talking to someone named Judith. Like, Judith, I would like to fix my laugh lines. Or you said something else. Judith, have you heard of Bella Phil? I thought you were talking to Judith, but you are Judith. I got that straight now. So, yeah, it's okay. I don't know. I filled them here. Is that nasolabial? But I still see them. So they were filled with hyaluronic acid. Oh, wait, let me go on the bigger screen. I can't. Why is that blurry? Is mine blurry or is it yours that's blurry? No, that's as high as it goes. All right. For some reason, oh, it's probably blurry because the lighting. That's probably the problem. Let me get I've got one of those lights. I might have to buy another one because I think I'm going to give that one to my niece. See, why do I take it off? The reason I bought them is so that I have them handy. It's like I have to get used to it. I just bought this thing today. All right. Because I always was having problems with my glasses, but now it's like my habit is to take it off. Okay. Let me see if the lighting makes it less blurry. In any case, I'm getting ready to go. I've been on for a few hours. It's been very enjoyable. Though I will have to unplug the mic. Okay, no, I'll have to plug this in. Okay, that's what I'll do. I'll plug it in here. Hang on a second. It's the good light. I'll turn these on first, but I'll also turn on this one. How does that turn on? Oh, here we go. Turn that on from where? Here. Oh, I don't even know how to use it. It's another thing I just got. Okay, here we go. Is that the lightest one? And then I'll make it very bright. Okay. It's one of those halo lights. And then I want to pull it up high so that it actually gets me. Is that as high as it goes? I believe that's it. Okay, a little more. Here, I think that's as high as it goes. All right, let's see if that's a little bit more clear. I want to learn how to use it. Is that better? Where am I? Delay. I'm still waiting for myself to sit down. I'm sitting here waiting. Why is it taking so long? I hope I didn't get cut off again. It's taking a long time for this thing to catch up. Is this on? Here I am. I'm sitting right in front of the... Like... I'm there. Okay, for some reason my... Wait a minute, what's going on? Okay, hang on a second. Oh, all right, I'm not showing my screen. All right, I'm getting confused. I'm looking at my screen, but you guys are not seeing my screen. You are now seeing me. All right, so 1,000 per... Yeah, in San Jose, California. Wow. Yeah, that's why my whole procedure, Botox and everything, cost me under $1,000 in Argentina. By a doctor with long experience, years of experience, and now he's training his son. So the son was also helping. His son is also a doctor who went to Georgetown University, but then went back to Argentina to practice. So I had it done about a month ago, and it's supposed to last a year. Tomorrow for fillers, it's $1,000 per syringe. Yeah, oh jeepers! And they used more than one syringe, I think. Between, oh, they put it in my lips and they put it here, and then I got Botox next to my eyes and on my forehead, and I didn't get it in the middle, but yeah, I mean, Argentina's a third world country. You have excellent doctors there. You also have crappy doctors, but you know. So I went to the best in Cordova. For cheap. If you sell dollars on the black market, it's amazing what you can pay. I mean, the dollar's very strong in Argentina, and on the black market they pay more than at the bank, double, and even more than double. But you gotta go to someone trustworthy to change your dollars. I have an accountant if you go down there, because I was thinking I should do trips to Argentina for people, not for, you know, people go to Mexico for surgeries and stuff. I wouldn't be willing to, you know, take tours down there for like facelifts for surgeries. But, you know, what you pay for, like, you can go to Argentina and enjoy a trip and get your treatments for a little bit more than what you pay for, actually, for cheaper, because I got Botox and the fillers, and it cost me, I changed my money at the bank, so I ended up paying more, but I paid over $1,000, just a little over 1,000, because I used the bank exchange rate, because I didn't have anyone to switch with. But if you go down there, change the dollars on the black market with people that I know, that I trust, I have an accountant friend, get the procedure. So the procedure would be about $500. You can get the trip for like $900, or a little over, maybe $1,200 at most for the air. Hotels are relatively cheap. Okay, maybe you end up paying a little more. Hotels cost, you know, a decent hotel, $40 or $50 a night, which over here is a Motel 6. You know, there you could get something the quality of a Holiday Inn, you know, not the number 1-star hotel, but, you know, stay there a week, you know, enjoy yourself. Okay, it'll cost a little more, but you get a whole vacation, plus the treatments, you know, it might be worth it. I'd have to see, like, if I took tours down there, I take the tour anyway, even if you don't want the facelift. But while you're down, facelift, the injections and all that, while you're down there, some of my tourists might say, hey, why don't I, you know, get this treatment? And maybe you would make the appointment beforehand, because the guy, you know, does need you to make an appointment. But if you know that you're going to have it done, and I can vouch for that doctor, because my cousin has gone, my aunt has gone, my cousin's mother-in-law has gone, and they've had various things, Botox and fillers, and, you know, they get rid of the veins in your legs. But the veins, the spider veins, you have to stay a while. I don't know how it's done. I've never had it done. I've got a few little veins I'd like to treat in my legs. I think you got to do various treatments. You can't get it done in one time. So the spider veins may not be possible unless you feel like staying longer. Or maybe, I don't know. I'll find out this time when I go how that works. But it's probably the similar way they do it here. Yeah, but getting it done here. I remember here, I had Botox done at the dentist. Okay, dentists can do Botox in Florida anyway. And I had it done. It cost me, just for the Botox, not fillers and stuff, and that was years ago, I paid $700. And it lasted like 3 months. It didn't, you know, it didn't even last. So, you know, it's probably more expensive now for Botox. That was years ago when, you know, it was, how long ago did I have that? Jeepers, 2014 or something. So it was quite a while ago. So yeah, if you want to take a trip to Argentina, I go relatively, often. Every year I go. So, if you want to come with me, let me know. And if I could get a group to go, like if I get one person to go, you'd have to pay, whatever you pay, $1,200 for the flight. Or if you're lucky and it's not a direct flight from Miami, you could get one for like $800 something, under $900 for the flight. But you'd probably have to stop in Panama. It's not direct. But a direct flight, maybe at most $1,200. Then the treatments, the injections, and I got several. That cost me more because I changed at the bank. I would arrange with this accountant friend of mine. You take the actual physical dollars, the best ones, the latest versions. I mean, they're pretty picky. You get more money for those. I mean, it's very unfortunate. It's a third world, and $100 down there is like so much money. You could pay a month's rent with $100 in okay, maybe not a month, okay, exaggerating, but money goes a long way when you have dollars. So let me know. But I'm thinking about, I don't have a job right now. I was thinking maybe I could arrange tours, 10, 15 people. I know people, I know English. I know people down there who know English, that if the tour group is big, I would get 1 or 2 more people to help out. Because I don't want I like a set tour where I have the hotels arranged and the days that we're traveling. We would take buses on the shorter cities. If we want to go to various cities, we would take buses, which are not that long, a few hours, but a bus is like, jeepers, that's nothing. It costs, let me think, when I went to, public, not public buses, but like Greyhound style buses. You can pay for private vans, which if we have enough people, maybe that would be a better way to go. And they're not a little bit more comfortable. And you can stop on the way if you need to. Or usually they do make a stop anyway. But I'm trying to think how much I paid. It was like maybe $12 from Cordoba to Rosario, which is about 4 hours. Was it 12 or was it? It might have even been less. But and so I would set up the days that we're traveling. But like, let's say we go to Buenos Aires, and maybe one group of people wants to go see this place, and one group of people wants to go shopping, and maybe a third group wants to do something else, because Buenos Aires has so many things to do. In just a couple of days, you can't see everything. You got to stay there a longer time to see everything. But you could see what you could do. So then I would have like 1 or 2 people that speak English, so that you're, because not a lot of people speak English well. You might find people who kind of speak English, but also you get swindled a lot. I'm sorry. That's my main concern, is not so much the language, but the swindlers. You go into a shop, they swindle you. They charge you more for a tourist in certain shops because they hear that you have an accent, so they charge you more than the actual price. Things like that. And, pickpocketers, I guess that's in every city. But my concern more is the swindlers. It's unfortunate that they're like that. In Argentina, maybe other third world countries too, but in Argentina, they swindle you. You want to change dollars on the street, people offer dollars. First of all, they know you have dollars. They might change the dollars for you, then go have you, hey, I just switched, he's got this much money, go steal it. So they sense, it's just really, I would feel better if I did take tours to always have someone who knows the country and speaks English. So if the group decided to split up, I would make sure we had, I guess I wouldn't want more than 3 groups, but so, okay, this group wants to go there. Okay, one person goes with you. A guide goes with you, deals with another guide goes here, and the third, me or whatever, goes to the third place. And you always have someone there, kind of, so you're free to be the tourist you want to be, but you're still, and then give cell phones. Not all the cell phone, but like each group, like if a family comes, we'll give them one local cell phone, which you return at the end. But that way they're in touch with the tour guide. If they get lost, oh, I'm here, you know, come find me or whatever, you know. I would be more like more protective of my tourists while giving them freedom. So that's what I have to offer, because anyone can take a tour to Argentina, you know, and be safe with the tour guide. But I want to give people freedom, but at the same time the safety of being with the tour group. And shopping, you know, clothes are not, they're not cheap down there. Everything else is, but clothing is not. Leather is. Leather goods are cheaper. Furs, you know. If you're a vegan, yeah, you won't want to go, because a lot of meat, we'd probably go, I try to be vegan and vegetarian, but I haven't been very good lately. But what they're famous for, my mouth is watering. Oh, it's terrible. For their asados, which is meat. You know, you go to a restaurant, an asado restaurant, a barbecue basically is what it is, but Argentine barbecue. Oh, my mouth is watering right now. Oh, it's called a churrasco. And you get a big 2 or 3, however many people there are, you get one for a few it feeds like 4 people. Every part of the cow, you got to get used to that. They serve the meat part, you know, the meat that but the way they cut the meat is different than the way they oh, I'm sorry if you're vegans, guys. Click out if you're a vegan, because I'm going to get graphic here. Graphic as far as meat butchering, but they butcher it in a certain way. It's a different way to butcher the same kind of meat. Like here we eat, is it flank steak? I think it's the flank steak. So here they cut it a certain way, and down there it's the same meat, but it's cut in a different way, which gives it a different texture. You know, by the way, the striations. And they eat the liver, the heart, I believe, the intestines cleaned out. They clean them out. The intestine, the tripe, throat, you know, but they're delicious. The sweetbreads, I think it's called, from the throat. Just parts of the cow that in the U.S. you don't eat. The typical American doesn't eat those parts of the cow. But believe me, some of those things they're so delicious. Oh my gosh. So anyway, if you like meat, you come with me to Argentina, as much as I hate it. And then down south, oh, I'm terrible. You can get a freshly butchered lamb or whatever you want. You can do that in the U.S. too, but the Greeks do it too. You go, the lamb is alive. You don't have to do the yucky part. But the farmer will right there. You don't have to watch, but he'll, you know, you pick a lamb. It's quick. It's quick. The poor little lamb, or not the sheep as much, but the lamb, you know, lambs and little goats, they get it done quick. But they'll cut them up for you, however you need it, you know, and it's, you know, it's fresh, you know. But if you like that, that's something we could do. Maybe go to the south, or I have so many things that I can show in Argentina. I know the country like the back of my hand. I've never been to Mendoza, but they're famous for their wines. So that maybe I'll do a vegan trip and a non-vegan trip to Argentina, or a regular trip, non-vegan. Maybe I could do a vegan trip, because then we could see the wineries, you know, farms, which are, well, eggs. I mean, if you don't eat eggs, we would probably get fresh eggs at some farms where I know you can get them. If you eat fish, you know, there's some decent fishing down south. If you like to fish, fly fishing, down way south, it's Chubut is the name of the province. They've got some rivers there, fresh waters, fly fishing, skiing down there if you go in winter. The south I'm talking about. The south of Argentina is cold, close to Antarctica in the winter. In summer it's nice. It's not hot. It's nice weather in the summer. North is very hot. If you like the indigenous, you have the indigenous people in the south too, but the north is more known for it because it's close to Bolivia. So the same Native Americans, but Native South Americans in the south of Bolivia are the same ones you find in the north of Argentina, the same race. or the same, I don't know, tribe or what you would say. I guess the same race. They just kind of split up by the countries. But, you know, similar story as to the Native American. You know, they were there, and then the Europeans came in and did what they did. And, but yeah, wine is the main thing that would be, I guess, vegan. Maybe we could do a wine trip. And there's wineries in the south also. Certain grapes grow well in the cooler weather. So we can go to that winery, and we would stay away from the places. I know a pasta place in Esquel, which is near where I'm talking about, which is very good. Freshly made pasta. You can order a pasta that doesn't have meat. So I could arrange a vegan trip to Argentina. That would be another specialty. Because like I said, you can go to any tour to Argentina. I would have to offer something different. Anyway, so if you want to go and get your injections down there, I'm happy to. I'm going now Friday, and I was hoping to go in the spring. But unless I got a group of people, I couldn't offer a cheap stay. The hotels I could, but not the well, cheap, like I said, $40-50 a night. I would probably stay with family, but I couldn't invite someone that I don't know. But I'd come meet you, and take you around and stuff. Yeah, definitely cheaper down there. How long have you, okay, that's idea. Yeah, sure, in spring. I'm thinking about just planning it, talking to the airlines, because if you get more tickets, they'll give you a better pricing. Hotels, the same thing, so it's cheaper if I get a group to go. Maybe 10 people. I'll try to go for 10 people, or maybe a little more, and families. But I probably wouldn't do a vegan trip the first trip. But you can find, like if you're a vegan but you're on our regular trip, of course you can find vegan restaurants, or you can choose. There are vegan choices, but you have to be prepared to see furs and leather and a lot of meat. It's a very cattle-driven country. So, but if you can stomach that, you can still eat vegan or vegetarian while you're there. If you could go from Argentina to Antarctica, we should go. Yeah, I think you can. I don't think there are private planes to Antarctica. But Rio Negro is just, Chubut is the second to last province before Antarctica. Let me look on the map here. I think parts of Argentina are in Antarctica. Wait a minute. Argentine Antarctica. Let me see what it. Argentine. No polar bears down there. They're in the North Pole. People get confused. Even the Argentines made that mistake once. They made a big statue of a polar bear to put in Cordoba, because they were, I guess, I get distracted by the news. Antarctica. So this artist did a big polar bear, and then they realized there's no polar bears down there. They were confusing it with the North Pole. There's penguins down there. Antarctica. That's another thing. Are there penguins at the North Pole? Okay, Argentina Antarctica is a sector of Antarctica claimed by Argentina as part of its national territory. So you can actually get down there somehow because it's in Argentina, but I don't think you can get there by plane. Let me see it on the map here. How much of Antarctica does Argentina own? I don't know. I don't feel like, I just want to see where it is, what part. But obviously I'm on the maps now. Argentina, Antarctica, looks like it's in the ocean. Claimed by Argentina, blah, blah, blah. Facts about Argentina, Antarctica. Yeah, there's a population, 469 people in 2010. Hotels. Okay, I guess you could go, but you'll meet everyone in town. You'll make friends easily, I guess. They're not used to seeing Ridges, Newcastle. No, that's in South Wales. What is that? Let me see. Hotels in Antarctica. Hotel. I'm gonna go to Google Maps. Hotel in Argentina. Antarctica. Yeah, Ushuaia is in Argentina. Yeah, Ushuaia is not in Antarctica. No results. You know what? I bet you they don't have hotels or anything in Antarctica. It's mainly, but there's a place called Ushuaia which is very close. That's in Rio Negro. Yeah, now you got me. I'm gonna go to Google Maps. Bing Maps isn't as good. Google Maps. Oh, let's watch it together. See, I get distracted. You asked a question and now any more? Hello there. I was wondering if you could get, okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll have a nice time. I'm probably going to stay I wanted to stay only a week, but I may be forced to stay longer. So screen share. There is the microphone working. It appears to be. Okay, so now we're going to go Ushuaia, Tierra del Fuego. That is Ushuaia, Tierra del Fuego province. Okay, I said Rio Negro. That's up north. Wait a minute. So it's not quite in Antarctica, but it's pretty far down. There it is. No, you see, it's gotta be, where's Antarctica though? Is that Antarctica? Oh no, here's Antarctica. Here. So yeah, they don't have tourism. Now Argentina claims a little piece of it, I guess over here. And that's Ushuaia, which is close. And probably stays dark all night. It stays dark all day in the winter and light all day in the summer. Like, here's the Falklands, which we've been fighting with England over, but it belongs to England. We call it the Malvinas, they call it Falkland Islands. But now let me check. There would be hotels and stuff over here. Light rain showers today. 3 degrees centigrade today, a little above freezing, because it's winter down there now. But let me move in close to Antarctica and see what we can see. So they probably are claiming this part. Base Presidente Eduardo Frei. Sounds Spanish anyway. Livingston. Anyway, it must be around here. King George Island. I don't know what part belongs to Argentina, but you know, Argentina has so much beautiful territory and they don't do anything with it because it's a third world country. You pay taxes and they steal everything. So they don't do anything. No infrastructure. Things break. They don't fix it. Antarctica is just a big white thing. Anyway, so there you go. There's Antarctica, and here's the south of Argentina, and then this part is Chile. You see this line? This is all Chile. And Chile is a little better as far as third worldness. It's less third world. They're a little more honest, less swindly from what I'm told, more modern. Beagle Channel. See, you've got some English names down here because the Welsh settled the south of Argentina. Up north, it's Italian descent. Italian and Spanish descent are up north of Argentina, the northern part. Buenos Aires, that part. And then the south of Argentina was settled by the Welsh, the Swiss, a few Germans, but it's mainly Welsh and Swiss. Some little ants running around. I hate living in the garage. I gotta get out of here. Anyway, that's great, and thank you so much for explaining. Yeah, so you probably could get to Antarctica somehow, but yeah, I just learned it's not it's separated by water. So there's probably a way. Maybe what you need to do is go down to Ushuaia and ask around. And Ushuaia is where there's oil reserves, where I don't know if they're still doing it, but there's a lot of oil, petroleum that they can't get to because they don't have the infrastructure or the money to make these oil rigs. So it's just there, but they won't let the foreigners come in either. So, which halfway it's good, isn't it? Because that way the country stays very environmental, you know, just because they have the lack of the honesty, number one, to do things properly. But it does keep the country natural and fresh. And, you know, the reserves. Here's Buenos Aires. Very beautiful. Tango, if you like tango shows. I wasn't into tango, actually. My family's Argentine, but, you know, I wasn't really into it. I know my grandfather played tango in a band, the bandoneon. That's how he met my grandma. But, you know, so I knew he played it, but I wasn't into it until he's long passed away. And now my aunt was really into tango. Now she's passed away. And I guess now I've gotten into it, maybe out of, you know, honor of my aunt or something. So I decided to go to a tango dance show. It's tango music plus the people dance, professional dancers. It's not like ballroom tango that you see in the U.S. It's more passionate. They've got different moves. And I liked it a lot. So if you came with me, we would go to a tango show for sure. And anyway, I've got so much footage that I'm supposed to edit and put up, which I haven't done. Anyway, I guess I should go. I'm getting hungry. So I'm going to get going. Plus, we're no longer looking at facelifts. So Argentina, look how far away it is. I love Google Maps. Oh, that's my boyfriend. I mean, my latest. We decided we're not ready emotionally to unfollow each other on Google Maps. So there he is, the biggest thing on the map. Isn't he cute? He's very, he's so sweet. I just, it's a pity I don't, it's me. He would have had a perfect relationship with me. I don't know if he still would, but, you know, in the beginning, I just wasn't into it. I always saw him as a friend. For a while, I was on the rebound, so I did fall into a romantic relationship for a while, but it didn't last. Once I was feeling better, I still appreciate him, and I did appreciate him at the time, but I saw him as a friend, like almost a brother, and it felt weird at that point. In the beginning, it was romantic, and but it started feeling weird. It was like being with a brother romantically. That's almost, he's so close to me, or a good friend even, you know, let's say, not a brother, okay. That's not as that much, but almost. And then even with just an excellent good friend that you've known a long time, that's kind of weird too, you know. So I couldn't give him what he deserved. That's what and what he probably wanted, you know. And so I finally decided I think he was kind of getting to the point where he kind of was hoping for more and was kind of hoping he could find it elsewhere, you know, not in a bad way. And he probably did want me to leave, but he's so kind, he couldn't even say that, you know. I guess he was waiting for me to be ready. So I was kind of mentioning it, and I could tell maybe he wasn't against the idea of me leaving when he didn't say, no, please don't leave, we can work it out. So, you know, but I'm still here, you know, and I'm going to see him in September probably. I still have stuff that I left at his house. My car's up there, you know, we're just like, so we're kind of broken up. I guess if I find out he's dating someone, I'd be like, well, of course he is. That's great. You know, he's a wonderful man. He's still handsome. He goes to the gym. His only thing is that he's not tall. He's my same height as me, 5'4". All right. Oh, well, you know, nobody's perfect, but he's handsome. He's physically fit. He's kind. He never raises his voice. Oh, there goes my damn... I just won't smile. It's just... I've been fiddling with it because the glue bothered me, so that's what happened in the Uber. Darn, you know, the crown is ready. I could fly up there before Friday, get it done, and fly down and waste a lot of money. But I can't. I can't. I might go around with no tooth, and if I go out one night, I'll put it in. And now I've got the glue to deal with. Ugh. All right. Blah, blah, blah. I guess I should go. No more comments? Yeah. All right, I'm just blabbing now. I wonder if I still have people watching. I do. So thank you guys for staying. I won't smile. So I'm going to go. I might go on Twitch a little bit later. I might go on there just to say hi. I won't be on very long. And that's all. And I may not be on for a while. Once I'm in Argentina, I may come on. And I do have to upload that footage. I got a lot of, decent footage. I guess sometimes you think the footage is interesting and the people don't necessarily. So, but I've got 2 trips to Argentina that I haven't. I could merge the 2 different trips. One's in summer, one's in winter. So I could show both. Maybe that would be interesting. As long as I have to do it, I may as well put the 2 trips together. We'll see about that. Anyway, thank you guys. Yeah, because especially if I'm going to do a tours, I should put that footage together, I could steal footage from other videos, but actually now on YouTube that's harder. You used to be able to download the videos for free, but now you got to pay to download the videos because I guess people were doing it too much, so I'd have to pay to steal videos from people. But we'll see what happens. Okay, see you guys soon. Where's the thing I got to click? Over here. Wait, let me come back on so I can say goodbye. Thanks for coming. And I'm getting better and better at this live stream, so I may start using it more often. But, bye, everyone. Where's the button? Here it is. Bye. Oh, you enjoy hearing me talk. Okay. I go on and... Oh, that's another thing. I did get some pictures of the architecture. I didn't film any. That's right. I mean, there's everything in Argentina. I won't smile. Architecture, I could do a mix. I could do a vegan architecture. I could do a meat art. When I say a meat tour, it's just a regular. That's Argentina. It's meat. But if people are vegan, or vegan and an architect or whatever. But the architecture gets thrown in. But yeah, maybe an exclusively architecture or an exclusively agro-tourism. Or exclusively wine, or, that's true. Maybe we should do a survey and see how many people want to do what. But there are people who want to fly fish, for example, and they're not interested in anything but fly fishing. So those people, maybe you could just send them down by themselves and tell them where to stay. And if they want to pay me a little thank you, I don't think I could charge. Or maybe I could arrange, if I have contacts, I could arrange it cheaper for them, or... If I ever build that little cabin, which I'm hoping to do, I could send fly fishers down there. I have a little property in the south, but there's no place to live there. But there are good hotels that I know. So, yeah, an architecture tour, that's another interesting. And they do have old European, especially Buenos Aires. That's the good thing about third world countries. They don't destroy. A lot of the architecture is destroyed, but... In Rosario, they're trying to maintain it. Rosario is near Buenos Aires, about, is it 3 hours, maybe 2 hours, depending how fast you drive, maybe 3 hours. That city has taken it upon themselves to save what architecture is left from the old, architecture. So that might be an interesting. And Buenos Aires still has some. Cordoba's not as good at that. They've destroyed a lot and put up buildings, but it's still, if you want to see modern architecture, there's some interesting modern architecture in Buenos Aires. So yeah, you could see the old and the new, but yeah, there's a lot of old architecture. Buenos Aires, I went this time, I did all the tourist stuff, which I'd never done before, because every time I went, I'm from there, so when you're from a place, you don't do the tourism, because you're like, I could do it whenever. I'm from there, I mean, my parents are, I'm American, but I've been there so much. I know Argentina better than my parents do now because they came to the U.S. and hardly ever went back. And I started going every year for this and that. I fell in love with a swindler. There's swindlers down there. Trust me. If you're a woman, Do not fall in love with an Argentine man. I promise you, he'll be doing it to get his visa in the U.S. or to get money out of you, even if they live there, because he'll know you have dollars. Or they're extremely charming men, and they're very interested in your money or your visa. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're not that great. I'm sorry. I'm not that great either, and I thought I was, because, oh man, men in general, they can convince you you're the only woman on earth when they want something from you. You feel, an Argentine man will make you feel like no other woman on earth exists and you're a goddess. Do not fall for it. I promise you. All right, that's enough. I'll see you guys soon, I hope. This has been a very long thing. All right, bye everyone. Live stream is much better. I'm learning how to use it. Okay, bye everybody.